An oldie, but a goodie. Hello, fellow vapors, Vaping Newbie here, and tonight we're going to be looking at some juices, 5 juices, from an old and trusted vendor that I dealt with last year. It was the first vendor I ever ordered juice online from. It's Maple Leaf Vapes, mapleleafvapes.com, and their Facebook page. The links will be down below. Please give them a look, join their group. Very educational. You can find out about their products. But more importantly, go on their website. Before we even talk about juices, Ian and the gang has really kicked up their hardware. When I first started dealing with Maple Leaf Vapes, they had very little hardware. Now, their Ejuice selection has gone through the roof, and their hardware selection is more than I've ever seen at their site. So good job, Ian. I think that's really well all put together. It's up here in Canada and Ontario, but they do ship to the United States. And that's important to know because, Canada, we're starting to make some damn fine juice up here. Now, before we get to the juices, I do want to talk about something on their website, which was unique then. It's more common now, so I'm guessing, and I had never seen it. You can actually add flavor shots to the juices you order for $1. You can also upgrade the bottle. If you don't want a standard plastic bottle for $1.50, you can get a cobalt blue glass bottle. So you have that option as well. Their juices really, and they carry house brand juice, which is the Maple Leaf Vape line, as well as premium juices as a side. And you'll see that when you go on their website. But we're going to only be talking about the Maple Leaf Vapes house brand. Their juices are 70% PG, 30% VG, but are tailorable. You can put in the notes that you'd like to have it higher in VG or 50-50. You put that in notes, Ian and the gang, they will take care of you. As well as nicotine levels. All these juices that I'm going to be talking about tonight are 3 milligrams of nicotine. But some of them, they didn't have it in the drop down. But if you pick 6 and put in the notes, I'd like to have this in 3 milligrams, they'll fix you up there as well. And service from that gang, absolutely fantastic. I've never had an issue. And the only error that I've seen in an order, I made it. So I can't, blame the old man for that one. I can't blame them. Before we start, I always like to take a look at the bottles. They are standard e-juice bottles. They come in plastic. Now, I'm going to be talking about 10 milliliter bottles, but let's look at the 30 because there's not really much difference size-wise, but 30 is the more common. They do have, if this had a cap on it, it would be child-proof, which I always like. A lot of information on the front, not really. It gives you a born-on date, so the date they actually make the juice, and that is stamped on. The level of nicotine, so you can see this empty bottle. We're not going to be talking about this one tonight, but it's 3 milligrams of nicotine, and again, that was a special order by me. And the only thing that's not on here is the PG-VG ratio, and as I mentioned, they are 70-30, so they are right up front about that. And then you can tailor it to something more your liking if that's not the way you want to go. Juice taste is subjective. What you like, I might not. What I like, you might not. We always keep that in mind, folks. And they'll be on various tanks and at different wattages and resistances. So as I go, I'll tell you what tank I'm using and the setup of it. So without further ado, let's get to the first juice. The first juice we're going to be talking about today actually evokes some memories on a couple of fronts. It's called butterscotch custard. And why I said on a couple of fronts, one of the first juices I really got into when I started vaping was butterscotch. And what they've done by adding in a custard is they've sort of changed it somewhat and changed it for the good. Now, I have this in my Delta 2. It is a 1 ohm coil. I'm vaping it at 23 watts. And I want to point out something. We're going to come back to the juice, but I really wish they would use these tops for their juices and not these tops. And the Delta 2 is one of my go-to tanks. And there's a very small area around the chimney in which you put the juice. And I had a hard time with this. So just a little request. Maybe next time, get the thinner top bottles. Back to the juice. Why does it evoke another memory? Well, I'm getting butterscotch pudding, and that's the custard effect. It's not all butterscotch. Very nice. I don't get a lot of butterscotch on the inhale, but if I wait, there it is. There's the flavor, and it makes me think of the puddings, Jello pudding. When you made that, came in a box. And remember when I was a kid, my mother used to make butterscotch or chocolate pudding. This is almost like that butterscotch pudding. Another way to do it is Dairy Queen butterscotch sundae. They just drizzle that over ice cream, but it's missing the ice cream for that. So I liken it more to butterscotch pudding. It's really nice. I was quite surprised. These juices were randomly chosen and sent to me, so I was really glad to see this. And it's a very, very nice vape. It's mellow. And for a 70-30 juice, not a lot of throat hit, which I like. I like the smoothness of it. And again, that aftertaste, I put this down, there's the butterscotch. You get that. It's sort of like a kick. Bang, comes in. Really enjoyable. So that's butterscotch custard. Really good. It's a winner in my books. Let me change our tanks. We'll get to the next juice. The next juice up is blueberry vanilla cupcake. And I love the sound of it. So, surprise, surprise, put it in another Delta 2. This one's at 0.5 ohms, and I've dialed it down. It's at 21 watts. I tried it higher, didn't like it, dialed it down, and I think I hit a sweet spot with 21. Now, this I find had a bit more of a throat hit, just a little bit more of a throat hit. Still very smooth. I'm not a massive fan of blueberries, but I've had blueberry vapes before. This fits in really well. But what they did by adding that sort of vanilla cupcake to it is they've lowered the impact of the blueberry, if that makes sense. It's not so much in your face. It's actually very, very nice and very mellow. The linger afterwards is the blueberry. You taste it on the tongue. Now, keep in mind, folks, it is a 70% PG, so you're not going to get a lot of vapor on it. I vape for flavor. I don't vape for the vapor aspect. That I'll do for fun every once in a while, but it's not my main concern with a juice. So that I write off right away. The blueberry, again, very, very present, but mixed with the vanilla cupcake has mellowed it out somewhat. And then you have that linger of blueberry. So that's a nice job, Ian and gang. That's a pretty nice mixture as well. Let me change tanks and let's get to another juice. Okay, next juice we're going to be talking about today is, these are all long names. It's Sunshine's Sunrise Sipper. Sipper. First of all, I love the color. I just, E-juice comes in such this generic yellow, and so when I get a juice that is a different color, I like it. So nice job there. I put this in my Limo, which is reading a 1 ohm, and I have it at 21 watts. I was sort of disappointed. I usually save the best for last, and I think I may save the best for the middle. This is really an amazing juice. It reminds me of some kind of a cocktail without the booze, something that you'd have down south. Now, I don't read descriptions before I do this because it sort of slants your thinking. So I try to do it from my own perspective, and I get orange in here, but it's washed out with something else that I cannot put my finger on it. Really, really, it's and this is going to sound kind of crazy. It seems refreshing. And here comes the vape. It's all coming down. I don't know if you can pick that up. It has a great smell. It has that orange taste to it that is just really, really good. So, Ian, I think you may have spoiled me on this one. Nice job. That is Sunrise. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I get it right. Sunshine's Sunrise Sipper. Really, really nice. Orange. And again, that sort of southern cocktail if you're down in the islands. Try it. The next juice up is called White Sands. I'm sort of keeping with that beach theme from the previous juice. I had a lot of trouble with this juice, and I just mentioned that I don't go and get any preconceived ideas on flavor, but on this one, I really had no choice. I had to. And the description, as per the website, is a delicious combo of lemon, lime, peach, strawberry, and Jamaican rum. I gotta say, this sort of fell short on me. It's it's generic. There's nothing in there that wows me. I don't get the lemon lime. I don't get the peach. I don't really get any individual flavors. Yet as a mixture, it sort of fell short. Now I have this in a Lima, which is at 1.4 ohms, and I'm vaping it at 17 watts. I'll kick it up and see if that makes any difference. So I put up to 20, 25 watts and see what difference that makes, if any. It's still it's still a hotter vape of a generic flavor. There's again none of the pieces fit the puzzle for this juice. So that was um, kind of a letdown. White Sands when I compared it to the it's such a long name, Sunshine's Sunrise Slipper. Coming out of that into the White Sands, the White Sands sort of let me down on that one. So let's get another tank going, and we'll talk about the final juice, which a lot of people talk about. Wow, it came back in spades. Spoiler alert. Everything I've heard about this juice is true. This one is called Mapple, papal, and it's an amalgamation of a lot of tropical fruits. You get it on the inhale. You have it as a linger. You get that pineapple. It's just really good. I went back to my Delta 2. It's 1.1 ohms, and I'm vaping at 22 watts. I can go up and down the spectrum on this, and I'm still going to get a massive amount of flavor. This is just, it's bursting with flavor. It is really good. Very, very good. Mapple Papple. Everybody was talking about it. I hadn't tried it. This was my opportunity, and damn, Ian, you guys nailed this one. This is a really, really fine juice. So those are the five juices. There was the butterscotch custard, which I thought was a really nice butterscotch pudding for me. Vape, very nice. Blueberry cupcake. The blueberry cupcake was a mixture of blueberry and the vanilla cupcake sort of smoothed that out, so that was nice. The sunrise, I'm sorry, Sunshine's Sunrise Slipper, that nice red e-juice was very, very tasty. There was White Sands, which was a letdown for me. I didn't find that a winner. And then Mapple Papple came back, as I said, in spades, just really, really tasty. So those are the five. And you know what? When you order four juices and one of them is like this and the other four are good, you're doing something right. So Ian, thank you very much. And I want to thank Ian for sending me these juices to try, because I was talking to my friend Jordan not long ago, and sometimes we get out of our comfort zone and we start trying all of these other juices, And then we realized that the ones we tried back when were really good. And I've never ordered any of these juices before, so it was brand new to me, and it reminded me that Maple Leaf Vapes puts out a really, really good product. So as I've been doing lately, I've been choosing a juice, putting it on a dripper, and getting that flavor to see what it's like. So bear with me. Got that one little step to do. You guessed it. I went back to Sunshine's Sunrise Slipper. And so I have this in my trusty Mutation X. I spilled some juice on it. And this is registering at 0.5 ohms, and I've got it at 57 watts. The flavor, sorry about that, folks. The flavor is still just really good. And again, when I use the dripper, I do it for flavor. I wanted to see the difference because the majority of people will vape out of a tank. I've used only tanks to look at these juices, so trying it on the dripper gave me a bit more insight to the flavor. Good either way. I actually preferred it in the tank, so that surprised me, but not sure why that is, but it is a really good juice. So that's it. Those are the 5 juices. Again, I want to thank Ian and the gang at Maple Leaf Vapes. Your service is superlative. I mentioned earlier that I made a mistake on my last order, so I ordered some zero nicotine to cut down some of the nicotine. Inadvertently ordered 8 milligrams. And so I ordered some zero, and that's already come in, so I've already mixed them up to cut that down to 4 milligrams. Looking forward to those 2. I do want to give a shout out to another juice before I leave that is as close to an all-day vape as I've ever tried. It is called Lemon Lime Spritz. I've previously talked about it. It has gotten better with time. And when I mean better time, I haven't had it for months and months. I just received it, but from the first time I ordered it to now, really good. So I want to thank you all for joining me. You know I love having you over. I hope you got something out of this. Stay healthy and happy vaping. Take care, folks.